Throughout history, military innovators have strived to create weapons that would give them an edge on the battlefield. While many inventions have proven effective, others have been remarkably ineffective or outright bizarre. Here is 10 of the most useless weapon inventions ever created. 10. The Paris Gun. The Paris gun, used by Germany during World War I, was designed to bombard Paris from a distance of over 75 miles. Despite its impressive range, the gun was highly inaccurate, with shells often missing their targets by miles. Moreover, the gun's immense size and cumbersome setup made it impractical for rapid deployment or frequent use. Its psychological impact on the Parisians was undeniable, but from a strategic standpoint, the Paris gun was largely a failure. The gun required a large crew and significant resources to operate, and it suffered from a limited lifespan due to the immense stress placed on its barrel. After a few shots, the barrel would be so worn that the accuracy and range would drastically decrease, rendering it ineffective. 9. The Knock Volley Gun. The Knock Volley Gun was a 7-barreled flintlock firearm designed for the British Royal Navy in the late 18th century. It was intended to be fired from the rigging of ships to clear enemy decks. However, the simultaneous discharge of 7 barrels produced such intense recoil that it was almost impossible to aim accurately. Additionally, the gun's muzzle flash posed a serious fire hazard on wooden ships. As a result, the knock volley gun was quickly abandoned. The weapon's impracticality was further compounded by its weight and complexity. Sailors found it difficult to reload and maintain, making it a liability rather than an asset during naval engagements. 8. The Krummlauf. The Krummlauf was an attachment for the German Sturmgewehr 44 assault rifle designed during World War II to allow soldiers to shoot around corners. The attachment featured a curved barrel and a periscope for aiming. Unfortunately, the Krummlauf's design caused bullets to shatter upon exiting the barrel, reducing their effectiveness and accuracy. The device also had a very short lifespan due to the immense stress placed on the barrel, making it an impractical weapon. Attempts to use the Krummlauf in combat revealed that it often jammed and was difficult to use effectively. Its limited durability and unreliable performance meant that it was more of a novelty than a practical battlefield tool. 7. The Davy Crockett Nuclear Rifle. The Davy Crockett was a nuclear recoilless rifle developed by the United States during the Cold War. It was designed to fire a small nuclear warhead over a short distance, providing tactical nuclear support to ground troops. However, the weapon's limited range of just 1.25 miles meant that the user would be within the blast radius, making it extremely dangerous to operate. The Davy Crockett was ultimately deemed too risky and was never widely deployed. The concept of a portable nuclear weapon highlighted the absurdity of trying to combine small-scale tactical warfare with the devastating power of nuclear arms. The potential for catastrophic accidents or friendly fire incidents was simply too high. 6. The Ekanplan. The Ekanplan, also known as the Caspian Sea Monster, was a Soviet ground effect vehicle designed during the Cold War. It was intended to fly just above the surface of the water at high speeds, evading radar detection. However, the Ekanplan was plagued by numerous design flaws, including poor maneuverability and high vulnerability to rough seas and bad weather. Its massive size and limited operational capabilities rendered it impractical for military use. Despite its impressive appearance and potential speed, the Ekanplan's practical applications were limited. It required calm seas to operate effectively and was highly susceptible to damage from waves and other obstacles, making it an unreliable asset. 5. The Rocket Belt. The rocket belt, also known as the jetpack, was developed in the 1960s by Bell Aerosystems for the U.S. Army. It was designed to allow soldiers to fly short distances over obstacles. However, the device had a flight time of just 21 seconds and required extensive training to operate safely. The rocket belt's limited range, high fuel consumption, and difficulty in controlling flight made it impractical for military operations. While the rocket belt captured the public's imagination and became a staple of science fiction, its real-world applications were severely limited. The short flight duration and complexity of use meant that it was more of a novelty than a practical tool for soldiers. 4. The Hiller VZ1 Por. The Hiller VZ1 Por was a single-person flying platform developed by the Hiller Aircraft Corporation for the U.S. Army in the 1950s. The idea was to create a lightweight, maneuverable reconnaissance vehicle. However, the Por's limited speed, range, and stability made it ineffective in actual combat situations. It was also difficult to control and highly vulnerable to enemy fire, leading to its abandonment. The concept of a personal flying platform was intriguing, but the practical challenges of stability, control, and vulnerability made it an unrealistic option for military use. The Por's performance in tests failed to meet the needs of the battlefield. 3. The T34 Calob. The T34 Calob was a rocket launcher mounted on a Sherman tank, designed to provide additional firepower during World War II. While the idea of mounting rockets on a tank seemed promising, the Calob's rockets were highly inaccurate and had a limited range. The cumbersome and exposed launch system also made the tank an easy target for enemy forces. As a result, the T34 Calob was not widely adopted. The Calob's design demonstrated the difficulties of integrating new weapon systems with existing platforms. The rocket's inaccuracy and the vulnerability of the launch system highlighted the need for more reliable and effective weaponry. 2. The Chochat. The Chochat was a light machine gun used by the French Army during World War I. It was intended to provide mobile firepower to infantry units. However, the Chochat was notoriously unreliable, prone to jamming and misfiring, especially in muddy or dirty conditions. Its poor construction and awkward design made it one of the least effective weapons of the war, leading to widespread dissatisfaction among soldiers. The Chochat's flaws became painfully apparent in the trenches of World War I. Its tendency to jam and its overall lack of reliability made it more of a hindrance than a help to the troops who relied on it for support. 1. The Puckle Gun. The Puckle Gun, invented by James Puckle in 1718, was one of the earliest attempts at a rapid-fire weapon. It was a flintlock revolver cannon designed to fire multiple rounds in quick succession. Despite its innovative concept, the Puckle Gun was cumbersome to operate, difficult to reload, and prone to mechanical failures. It failed to attract significant interest from military buyers and was never widely used. The Puckle Gun's design was ahead of its time, but its practical limitations prevented it from becoming a viable weapon. Its complexity and unreliability highlighted the challenges of early attempts at rapid-fire technology. Military history is filled with examples of inventive but ultimately impractical weaponry. These 10 examples highlight the challenges and pitfalls of innovation in the field of warfare. While some of these weapons were ahead of their time, others were simply misguided attempts to gain an edge on the battlefield. They serve as reminders that not all innovations lead to success, and sometimes the best ideas are those that never see the light of day. Thanks for watching.